Hey guys, Adam Folker here. Thank you for joining us today because, as stated on the whiteboard, we are going to go over confidence hacks. Now, what are confidence hacks? What does that mean? Well, to be a great athlete, to be a great basketball player, you have to have confidence. You have to have self-confidence in your game, in yourself, in your performance to be able to take to the court and destroy the competition. Otherwise, you're second guessing yourself, you're hesitating, and you're flat out not playing up to what you should be. Okay, you're not reaching your potential. And I've worked with a number of sports psychologists over the years to work on my confidence as a player. In college and in the pros, almost all players are either forced to go through it by their coach or seek it out themselves. Okay, so a lot of guys in the NBA, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan had one. All of the top players have a sports psychologist for them to help them perform mentally at their best, night in and night out. And it's not easy. All right, it is not easy. And today we're going to go over a couple confidence hacks that I've learned to help you increase your confidence and play up to your potential even when you're not really feeling it. Okay? And the first one is to play outside. What I mean by that is play outside of your league, outside of your team. All right? So when I was a freshman in college, literally our very first game, our very first preseason game was against USC in California and Los Angeles, and they had a really good team that year. And I checked into the game, and the first possession, I was guarding Taj Gibson, who now plays for the Bulls, is a great player in the NBA. I was a freshman coming in. He was an experienced veteran. They threw the ball to him right away, and to tell you the honest truth, he kicked my ass. All right, he kicked my ass. For about 2 possessions, he kicked my ass. And stuff like that, it can take a toll on your confidence. All right, the next day in game film, our whole team is there watching game film of the game, and my coaches bring up the 2 plays, play them back to back in front of everyone. It was tough to swallow, and it does have a huge impact on your confidence as a player, right? So what you need to know is, by playing outside of your team, outside of your league, you can play against players that are probably not as good, right? So to put this into perspective, when we were in college, we had basically a student gym, a student facility that was just for the regular population, the students. They could go, they could play basketball, and there's a lot of pickup basketball that took place there. And a lot of guys on our team would go over there and play, right? So they'd play against, obviously, not to disrespect anyone, but players that weren't as good as NCAA Division I athletes, right? Division I players. So I could go over to that gym, play some pickup ball, and I knew I wasn't going to be going against Taj Gibson. All right, I was probably going to be going against someone that was not as good as Taj Gibson, right? So by going over there, you can kind of get your feet back under you, right? So if you are playing in high school, you can go to the public courts, whether it be playing against younger players or playing against players that are just not as good as your regular league. You can get your confidence back into you because you're going to be shooting a lot. You're going to be the star there. So you're going to be shooting a lot. You're going to be making a lot of shots, seeing the ball go in the net a lot. And that is going to help you get your legs back under you, get your confidence back in you. Now, I'm not saying to do this all the time. I'm not saying to always play against players that are not as good as you, because that's not good to develop your game. But it is good to develop your confidence, okay? So when you're feeling down, when you've had a tough game, when you're trying to get your confidence back into you, go and play against, some pickup, whether it be outdoors, indoors, wherever it may be. This is a huge confidence hack. Now the next one is to make a highlight tape. Make a highlight tape, whether of yourself, if you have game film of yourself, or if you do not have game film of yourself, you can make it of a player that you would like to play like. All right. So if you have, a ton of game tape of yourself from whatever, high school ball, pro ball, college ball, whatever it may be, take out all of your highlights. All right. Take out all of the times that you're scoring, making threes, making great players, splitting double teams, getting to the hoop and ones, making free throws, making all that stuff. Take out all those plays and jam it into a highlight tape. All right? And what you're going to do with this highlight tape is obviously watch it. But you're going to watch it before games, before practices, whenever you're feeling down in your confidence, whenever you need to get your legs back under you, get your confidence back into you, you're going to watch this highlight tape. Now, I did this in college. In college, we had a film crew, and we had guys that basically, that was their full-time job, to assemble film for recruiting, scouting other teams, and so on and so forth. I was very fortunate to have great coaches that were able to do this for me. So they took out all of my highlights, put it into like a 20 to 30 minute video, and I'd watch that whenever I was trying to build up my confidence, okay? And it helped. It was huge, huge. We even went so far as to, if I was missing, say, my right hook, or I was not playing so well facing up to the basket, or I was turning the ball over a lot, we would build highlight tapes specific for that. So say, for example, I was missing a lot of layups, just for an example. We would take a highlight tape of all the times of me making layups, just making layups, or and ones, hard layups, making all layups. And I'd watch that. And then I'd go out and I'd play. And the last thing in my mind, the recency effect, would be me making layups. I just saw myself making layups. It's like, okay, well, I can do this. I can make these layups, right? It doesn't have to be layups. Obviously, it can be threes. It can be whatever you want, right? But make a highlight tape of yourself. And if you don't have game film of yourself, you can make it of someone else. So say you like to play like Kobe. Go to YouTube, watch highlights of Kobe making threes. Go, okay, wow, look at that guy making three, Kobe making three, making three, making three. You're seeing yourself do it, right? Picture yourself making those threes now. Then you're going to go out onto the floor, and that's going to be the last thing you saw, the recency effect, and you're going to see it, you're going to feel it, and it's going to help you with your confidence. Okay, this is huge. So try this out next time. The next one is kind of interesting. Ongoing positive affirmations. Sorry if that's sort of hard to read. Ongoing positive affirmations. Now, what I mean by this is, funny story, Mike Tyson apparently, I don't know this to be 100% true, but I read it in a book. Mike Tyson used to hire guys to walk behind him when he was in his prime, to walk behind him and constantly remind him that he is the best. So he paid guys, I don't know if they were on payroll or whatever it may be, but he had guys around him constantly telling him, you are the best, Mike. You're the best. You're the man. You're the man. You're the man. You're the man. You're the best in the world. Nobody can beat you. Nobody can beat you. And eventually this gets to your head in a good way, right? Especially if you're trying to build up your confidence. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and pay your friends to tell you you're the best. What you need to do is tell yourself you're the best. Constantly and consistently throughout the day, right? Not out loud, not walking down the halls at school telling everyone, hey, I'm the best, but just in your head, okay? So throughout the day, you need to be reminding yourself, hey man, I'm a good player. I got this. I got this. I got this. I can shoot the ball. I'm a shooter. I'm a shooter. I'm a shooter. Right? Because eventually what that's going to do is it's going to get so deep into your head that it's going to basically be triggered in your subconscious mind. Next time you take the court and you've been telling yourself all day, I'm a shooter, I'm a shooter, I'm a shooter. Next time you take the court, whether it be a game or practice, and you get the ball and you're at the three-point line and you're lining it up for a shot, that's what's going to be in your head. I'm a shooter. I can make this. I got this. Right? So ongoing affirmations throughout the day, positive stuff, telling yourself positive stuff is going to have a huge impact on your confidence as a player. And the last point is, I won't write it down, but basically you are your biggest critic. All right? You are always going to be your biggest critic. You're going to point out, whether consciously or subconsciously, all of your flaws in your game. All right? And you need to understand that you're better than you think. All right? You're better than you think. You can't let those negative thoughts creep into your head and take over your mind, okay? They basically kidnap your brain, okay, those negative thoughts. Instead, you need to kick them out, tell them to go, all right? You need to be thinking positive thoughts only, and that's sort of online with this ongoing affirmations, but you are your biggest critic, okay? I think you got that. So that's it for today. I hope these confidence hacks help you, because they helped me a ton. Okay, I struggled at different times in my career. Everyone is going to struggle at different times in their career. What you need to do, go through this stuff, pick yourself back up, increase your confidence, go out on the court and destroy it. So I hope this video helped you. If it did, leave a comment below. As always, any suggestions I'm open to for future videos. And next time you hit the court, have the confidence, and until next time, keep grinding.